treat Team Week like a combat operation, right? This is the only time that the cadre are ever going to be able to assess how you would perform on a team in combat. So if you're the guy that, there's two types of guys. If you're the guy that kind of checks out, starts feeling sorry for themselves, loses the mental battle, which does happen. You'll see guys lose the mental battle. They're not quitting. They're just not there, like being a contributing member of the team. And oftentimes they just stare at their feet and they just start walking, and let other guys do all of the work. They're kind of hanging back and not really like being a contributing member of the team. If you're one of those guys, then you often become a non-select, just because they're evaluating how you would perform in a combat situation. And if you're doing that in Team Week, where it's a controlled environment, where there's medics and there's safety nets in place, then what are you going to do when you get into country? So first and foremost, keep your head up. Be a contributing member of the team. Always look for work. Always look at what you can help with. Keep an eye on the knots if it's freaking falling apart. Be the one to call it out. Help those that are in those leadership roles. Be willing to work for them, and genuinely just be there for the team's success. Don't be a spotlight ranger just doing things when cadre are looking at you, right? If you do those things, you will probably be pretty good. Also, in my experience, the other thing that gets guys non-selected or gets guys pretty terrible peers is losing their cool. So to put it in perspective, it's easy to think that in this controlled environment where we're not in selection and we're sleeping 8 hours a night and we're eating well and everything like that, that we have complete control over our emotions and we have a lot of restraint and we don't have those outbursts of anger or anything like that. When you get to team week, you're going to be, in the third week of selection. You have been sleeping 4 hours a night for multiple weeks. You have been expending a lot of physical energy through the day. Obviously, you've been eating two MREs a day, so you're probably be pretty hungry. You're freaking tired of eating MREs. All of those things start to stack up and undermine your ability to show restraint or undermine your ability to control your emotions in this environment, especially when things start going wrong. Your apparatus will fall apart. There'll be guys that, maybe a guy on your team quits. Maybe dudes aren't pulling their weight. Maybe a dude tied a knot wrong and now you can't get the freaking lashing off, and you don't want to cut it because you don't have enough lashings and you're, playing this game of trying to get the knot off all night. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And if you lose your cool and lose that mental battle because, someone did something wrong and blow up on them, then it's not going to look very good. And it identifies you as somebody that is unable to control their emotions when things are going against them or when circumstances aren't in their favor. So control your mind, maintain that presence of mind, understand where you're at, what you're doing, and just treat it like a combat operation.